Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live, baby, on another episode of the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. How is everybody today? Man, I'm doing great. I'm especially happy that I get to go ahead and come live for you all today. So, we're going to talk about some things today. I don't know if y'all got a chance to go ahead and read the caption. Sorry for not promoting as much as I should, but your boy is very busy. So I appreciate everybody who taps in and who watches. Today we're gonna talk about life. I want to let y'all know that, but y'all know how we roll. Real quick, we gotta have some announcements. We gotta say some things, and we're gonna just dive right into this topic because I have a lot of things to say. I have a lot of things to express on today's episode of the podcast. So we're just gonna dive right into it. First of all, y'all know I gotta let y'all know where we at real quick. Boom, baby. We are here at the Vibe Studios here at 2075 Rush Place here in Lake Station, Indiana. Okay. The Vibe Studios consist of Ron Reader, the VNO, what you know. Also consist of myself, Life Coach Jeff Relaford of Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, Smooch Wallace, who is Smooch Wallace, baby. If you don't know him, please get to know him. And also Mary Selena K of Rock Truth Radio. We are the Vibe Studios. And if you need your podcast or your radio show produced, or we are moving into some film, some documentary work as well. If you want some work done like that for you, please hit us up. You can type in VNO, Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, Ron Reed, Jeff Relford, Smooch Wallace, or even Mary Selena K. You could Google all of us, and we should come up, and our information should come up too. So y'all tap into that. Please get a hold of us for y'all needs. Okay. I also got to promote a couple events too, man. Let's talk about this one, which is going to be great. Weedy Gras 2025. Okay, baby. Brought to you by Nina Waters and Mood Changers. Okay. Nina Waters Ministries and Mood Changers present Weedy Gras 2025. It'll be on none other than 420 on a Sunday, an adult 420 carnival and festival, food, drinks, games, entertainment, and more. Hosted by, get this, D, my man, D Smith, period, and Nanette in the building. It's at a private location. It's 7 p.m. until whenever. So y'all tap in for that. It's going to be tight security. Okay. And we got Shy Blizz, my homie Shy Blizz on the ones and twos. So y'all tap in, okay? I know if y'all are watching the live stream says early bird tickets. Those are done with. So you just got to go to Nina Waters Ministries, okay? Nina Waters Ministries.com. Nina is Neenah, and then Waters, like River Waters, and then ministries.com/shop, okay? So y'all tap into that real quick, and y'all can go ahead and really, come on, Weedy Gras is going to be great, man. I'm covering the event. I'm going to be there with my people. We just going to have us a good time, yo. Have a nice, responsible time with the marijuana, okay? Nice, responsible time. So y'all tap into that. I also want to mention Shateria Beauty as well. Shateria Beauty, my man T.L. Williams was on with his wife, and they have a vegan hair care brand, okay? It is great. He talked about what it was. He talked about how to get it done, and they got some good things going on. So y'all shout out Shateria Beauty in the house. Shateria Beauty with none other than T.L. Williams and his lovely wife, who we had a chance to meet, who came through the studio. They're just two beautiful people. I love the marriage that they have, how they keep each other just in tune and in company. It's great. I love Black love people. So y'all please tap into them as well. Shateria Beauty in the house. And we're going to dive right into this show. Okay. I told y'all what I wanted to let y'all know was about life today. I want to talk to y'all about life a little bit because one of the things is life is just very precious. Okay. Life is one of those precious things that we don't want to take for granted. We don't want to lose sight of. And sometimes life can seem like it's moving too fast for us. Okay. Sometimes it can seem like it's moving a bit too fast for us. But what we have to learn how to do is embrace it. We have to learn how to look at life and grab it by the horns. And if you are unhappy, sometimes we got to find ways to get happy. Okay. When we're in life, we have to be happy. We have to try to achieve happiness. We have to find happiness, right? Some of y'all might be listening right now saying, well, Life Coach Jeff, how do I find happiness? Or it might be hard to attain and find happiness. I don't believe it is. I want to tell you why I don't believe achieving happiness is too hard for anybody. We live in a society today where what we have to do is we have to live up to these certain standards, right? So what I mean by these certain standards is that we have to look a certain way. We have to dress a certain way. Dang near have to sound a certain way. So when it comes to these standards that we live by, we are constantly judging ourselves on a daily basis. A lot of us really don't realize that we're doing that, but technically that's what's really going on. We're really judging ourselves on a daily basis here. And the way to break out of that particular cycle so that you don't have to worry about the weight of those pressures of the quote unquote world coming on you, because that's not what God tells us to do. So I just want to throw that out there too. So you don't have to worry about the pressures and the weight of the world and what that's putting on you. What you got to learn to do is you got to embrace life out here. You have to do the things that you want to do. You have to do the things that you want to do. You have to do the things that you are called to do. You have to do the things that you are purposed to do. So you want to try to find and achieve a better life for yourself. Let me tell y'all, first thing you got to do is find your purpose. I know I said that. I've said this time and time again on certain shows, but real talk, find your purpose out here. If you are really looking to achieve happiness, find your purpose. Your purpose just might be to spread love and joy. That's a very simple purpose. But guess what? It's something that you found. Sometimes your purpose can only be brought to the sunlight, brought in the light in general, just by showing love to other people. You know, had the opportunity while we're talking about life. I went to my boy Chris Smith, his funeral, and he was one of my guys that passed away. He had cancer, I believe, a prostate cancer, and that's what I believe it was. I can't remember for sure. So y'all don't hate on me if I'm getting it wrong here, but I just want to let y'all know that's what happened. He died of cancer, and when he died of cancer, we went to his funeral, and life is just one of those things where I look at, you have to be very honest in life. You have to be very candid. You have to be very transparent in life. A lot of us don't want to do that because we're scared about the things that we might dig up, what we might dig up, or we don't want people to have their own perception of us, right? We hate that. We can't stand that. But we have to remember that certain things are said and certain things are done. You only control what you want people to know. And my boy Chris, I didn't know he had a drinking problem. I didn't know he dealt with these things. I didn't know he had a struggle with alcoholism. But he said he turned to God to help him turn his life around and to fix himself. And that's always something that I thought was very interesting to me, that he was so candid about his life. And when we got there, guess what? We all knew his struggles. We all knew the things that he went through and had gone through before his death. But guess what? He was transparent enough to tell others, and others shared that. So you don't end up judging anybody. That's why I want to tell everybody, be as transparent as you can in this life. And you can be transparent without being rude, mean, or nasty to people. You can be transparent without trying to have the intent to hurt someone's feelings, because life is a great thing that you are given. And the only way you can mess up that life is, I'm gonna be honest with you, the only way that I see how you can mess up life, people, okay, is only by living a negative one. And I'll tell you why I said that. A life of positivity is very freeing. I know I get on here and I say that all the time. I talk about life, thinking positive and all that other stuff. But I have to reiterate this to you all in the audience, because when we start paying attention to the life that we live, the life that we actually chose, what I mean by the life that we chose is by the decisions that we make. We sometimes, as a child, you can't control your environment. I want to let that be known. When you're younger, you cannot control your environment. As you get older, you can strive to get out of your environment to change your outlook on life. Always remember that. So for my people that always want to blame the environment, okay, just always remember and know that you have an opportunity to actually get out of that environment. You can do that. For people that tell you that you won't make it out of A, B, C, X, Y, and Z, I need you to realize that you actually have the power to do that. So now, while we're actually bringing up the power to leave a certain area, you have to have also the power to change your mindset and perceptions on certain things. Okay? See, this is when we start talking about life here. You have to value your own life. And when you value your own life, you strive to do everything good in it. You strive to do the things that you want to do and everything that is good pertaining to it. So live a life where you're treating people right. You're not talking bad about people, talking down to people. And if you must comment on something, comment on what you actually see right in front of you. Don't speculate. I want to tell y'all why life is so precious. I sat up here, I was looking at a not a reel. Well, it was part of a reel. And then I also saw the actual photo post of this. There was a young lady who was a track star. I believe she ran track down south. Young, in her 20s. Young 20s. I mean, she might have been 20, 21. Okay. That's how young I'm talking about. Died in her sleep before she had to go out in the morning for the track meet. This is why I keep telling y'all life is very precious out here. A woman who's probably young woman who's probably living her life, having a good time. She's enjoying being a young lady, right? Being in college, having that experience. Died in her sleep, yo. Real talk. Y'all got to understand life is very precious. You have to value your life. Know what you stand for. Know what you want to live for. A lot of people tell me they want to live for God. Yes, live for God. That means when you're living a life for God, I want to tell y'all this because over here, like I always tell the podcast people, we believe in the G-O-D. So that's what we rep. That's what we talk about. We believe in the G-O-D. Let me see, G-O-D. Okay, that is what we believe in. I hope I had that right. It looked right on this side. It might have been reversed. But anyway, we believe in the G-O-D. So when you live a life for God, that means you should want to live a life of peace to give to others. What I mean by living a life of peace to give to others is showing love, people. Show love. One of the best amplifications of that was when I was looking at the Forever Grateful Awards and how much love was being shown to everybody in the room. Show love. Show love. You might not always get your way at times. When you don't always get your way, find a way to still find the good in what it is that you're doing. Because sometimes you have to realize, people, that there is a lesson tied to what you're going through. Life is filled with lessons. I'm not going to sit up and use some cliche slogan or something like that. No, we're not going to do that. What I want to do is I want to just take the time to tell you that you got to value life. Your life is full of purpose. A lot of times we don't know that, or we might not think that, but life is really full of our purpose. Life is full of the things that we wish to do. Sometimes the things that we wish to do aren't purpose. Sometimes they're just things that'll make us happy. Like, I really want to go skydiving. Real talk. I want to go skydiving. If I was to jump from like a couple thousand feet, a couple hundred feet, or several hundred feet, I don't know, y'all, I would love it. That would fuel some excitement and some adrenaline for me. I would love to do that. So that's just one part of my life that I would like take advantage of, skydiving. Sorry, y'all. If y'all see me looking at my phone, I'm getting a lot of stuff right now. A lot of different notifications. A lot of stuff is getting set up in the background, even before I came on the show and started the show. A lot's going on. So that's the deal. But it's things that'll just satisfy me very briefly. Certain things will just satisfy me briefly. Other things are what I live for. That's my purpose. So radio, that is what I live for. I know for a fact that is my purpose and my calling. I said that on the live stream when we were at the Forever Grateful Awards. I said it so eloquently and clearly so you can hear me. I believe this is my purpose. I know this is what God has called me to do, and how I'm going to influence people and how I'm going to change up things. That can't be nothing but God. So that's the deal, everybody. It's real dope. I'm really looking forward to a lot of things that go on in my life right now. So the question I have for you is, are you looking forward to the things that go on in your life? Are you looking forward to those things that you could have coming up? Do you have anything good coming up? Are you living just a mediocre life or a regular life? There's nothing wrong with living a regular life or a mediocre life. Some of the happiest people, they do what they want to do and they chill out here. They don't need fancy things. They don't need to impress people. They don't need to be all in your face when it comes to certain aspects of life. Some people just want peace. So shout out to my people who just want peace out here. Shout out to my people who just want to just live a relaxed life, drama-free life, and want to do the things they want to do. And doing what they want to do, it don't have to be like me, wanting to skydive, jump out of a plane. They ain't got to do that. Some people are just at home, and they are fine with being just at home, watching TV, talking to their friends and family, maybe doing nice things for themselves or for other people. You know, still something there. We can't downgrade what other people do just because we look at the success of what we do. That doesn't give us an opportunity or a chance to say, oh, they're not doing something right this way. They're not doing something right that way. No, we can't do that, people. Cannot do that at all, because what that breeds is a arrogance. Okay. It breeds an arrogance. It breeds a sense of pride, maybe, you know, because you start looking at the fact that you don't think others can reach a certain height of potential as you. We don't want to do that here. Nah, I'm just talking about in the world, us as people in general. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to try to create a world where, or an environment or atmosphere where people can feel welcome. You don't want to turn people off with your snotty attitude. You want to turn people off just because you had a bad day. You know, I had a good talk with a pastor when I was at work this morning, and he told me, he said, Jeff, you know, a lot of times life is very simple. And see, this is before we even broke down word. Okay, I got to tell y'all this. So a lot of times the word breaks when you start talking about God, when you start talking about the Bible, it's simple things that come out and it gets to the bigger things. This is why we just got to understand simple principle, people. Simple principle. You ain't got to understand nothing else. Simple principle. He said, Jeff, you know, when you live your life, you have to be patient when you're trying to be successful. And when you're being successful, when you have goals and different things you're trying to achieve, you be patient. And then when you be patient, you also have a certain peace that comes along with it. So that's going to lead into the scripture. The scripture says, peace I leave with you. Let your heart not be troubled nor afraid. John 14:27. There's more to that scripture, but that's one of the main parts of the scripture. Peace I leave with you. Let your heart not be troubled nor afraid. Okay. Got to learn that peace is a great and wonderful thing to have in your heart and also to give to others. Love, joy, those things, you know, you could be so troublesome at times. And when you're troublesome and you're worried, that what that does is that kind of pushes out to you a little bit. That really does. That can actually push out to you and it pushes out to others. So a lot of times those things that we happen to take inwardly, they can really be expressed outwardly. Sometimes we might not believe that, but y'all, that is what happens. That is what happens. We have to be at a point where we can control these things, where we can control our feelings, control our emotions. I know there are some people that don't even like to hear that, but it's the truth. Before the words emotional intelligence came out, people were saying, hey, you have to learn how to control your emotions. It was really seen as a negative act. Really seen as a negative act, because people were like, I have a right to feel the way that I want to feel. I shouldn't have anybody telling me how to feel. Well, no one's telling you how to feel. Somebody's just telling you need to learn how to regulate it. So what are those things, Life Coach Jeff, we need to learn how to regulate? Anger. Those mood swings that take place, that's what you need to learn how to regulate. That's what people usually say when we talk about controlling your emotions, or when you're sad. So the question is, people, why is it that people are telling us to regulate our anger and our sadness? Why are people telling you that? Why is this such a popular message that's in our society today? I'll tell you why. It's popular and it's in our society today because when you go ahead and you start focusing on peace and positivity, that energy easily gravitates towards you. People speak to that. That resonates inside with others. So what they're able to do is they're actually able to go ahead and really take advantage of what it is that you're pushing out to them, which is greatness. That's all it is. And what I mean by greatness is it's that light that's inside of you. That's what I mean by the greatness. It's the light that's inside of you. We're supposed to walk the earth and let our light so shine, right? In the hearts of men. Ain't that what we're supposed to do? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But either way, we're supposed to let the light shine. We're supposed to exemplify those good things of us and in us to people. It has a way of being infectious on people. It has a way of people taking notice and saying, hey, I love you and I love what you do or whatever it is you do or how you do it. People don't say that unless you carry yourself in such a way. We can always go ahead and end up being the boss person, right? The baddest at what we do. Also, with that, there comes a level of intelligence. There comes a level of knowing what it takes to do those things. But with that, it's attitude. You know, I could go ahead and talk to y'all how to and tell y'all how to be successful all day, but my attitude still has to be right. I can be hard at times. Oh, I know I can. But when you get to know me and you start understanding why I say what I say, that's not me being harsh. That's because we have things to do. I'm around a lot of people that talk, and I'm gonna just be very honest when I say this. And I'm not talking about nobody specifically. I'm not. I'm not talking about anybody specifically. And if you think that I'm talking about you, then hey, you just think that I'm talking about you. Because I got friends, I got family who listen to this. So this just didn't come out today because you think I'm talking about you. No, I'm just being very honest. I'm around a lot of people that talk, that say they're going to do something, and it takes a long time for them to do it. Now, with me, I'm busy. I'm not just talking, I'm moving. So it's certain people that I want to have on my show, like Ink Dog, for instance. I need to have a sit down with Wo Boy and Billy Ray Valentine. You know, I'm trying to book Timmy Shelto to come on the show. You know, I'm stacked up. Okay. I've been busy. So if you don't hear from me, that's not due to the lack of me just not wanting to try. No, because I have other things that I have on my mind and things that I'm doing as well. And what I mean by on my mind, just stuff that's going on. It doesn't have to be anything bad, but we just have to learn how to regulate those things, people. Control your attitude. Have a good attitude about whatever it is that you're doing. Honestly, today, y'all, I felt extremely tired. Okay. Extremely tired. And when I felt extremely tired, I said to myself, I said, man, we about to run a repeat show. I really don't care at this point. I'm tired. But you know what? I want to talk about life today because I feel that so many of us, I see a lot of people passing away on my Facebook stories and in the timelines. It's a lot of people passing away. And these aren't older people, y'all. I just turned 35 on March 12th. Just turned 35. These are people who are my age and younger. That's why I'm telling y'all, man, value your life. I just saw this morning where a young girl who I network with or I have networked with, one of her friends ended up getting killed in Chicago. One of her people she connected to just ended up getting killed in Chicago. And this girl ain't nothing but in her 20s. Young. That's why I'm telling y'all, man. And this is why I know we can't control what people post. And I want to say this too. Part of living life is not focusing on those things that are ratchet, that I'm telling you, y'all, there's a certain way we could do stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm one that's down with the culture. I'm one that's down with the culture. I am. I like some good music. You know, I do like a little ratchetness here and there, but there also has to be a point to when I'm gonna use my boy's my boy Wo Boy. Okay, he goes by Wo Boy. I'm gonna use one of his narratives. We have to vibrate higher. Okay, we have to vibrate higher. And what I mean by vibrating higher is it's a certain way we carry ourselves. It's a certain way we do things when we're outside. It's a certain way that we want our particular picture to be painted by or portrayed as. You know, we don't want it to be at a place where when we go out in our culture, people always think negative about it. No, I love this black excellence that's going on. I love this black excellence that's going on. Like, we need to have that. So value your life, people. Find out what's excellent in your life. Tell you, we all got something to live for, regardless of what you might think or say. We all have something to live for, even if you don't think so. Seriously, if you don't think you have anything to live for, if you're a person that's on the edge right now, if you're a person that's dealing with some type of suicidal thoughts, some mental stuff going on, something that you really feel will take you out, I encourage you to really just think for a moment. think about how your life is special. Think about how your life is valued. Think about how from this day forward, you're no longer gonna blame others for your shortcomings. Some circumstances are in and out of our control. A lot of them are out of our control when we look at it, because when you look at certain things that come your way, if you're minding your own business, certain stuff just comes your way. But then let's talk about the things that you can control. You control them with the decisions that you make. Look at your life from this day forward and say, what am I going to do to take control of my life? Ask yourself that question. If you're somebody that's on the edge, having some type of suicidal thoughts, going through some type of depression, ask yourself that question. And how will you answer it? Answer that question by actually looking at all the positive things that are inside you, the great things, the good things. I don't care what you've done wrong. You can always be forgiven by God. I just want to say that. You lied, even the thief on the cross, okay, had a chance. Okay? Two sinners on the cross had a chance. One denied, the other one accepted. One was forgiven and was always in paradise. Boom, bada bam, people. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm trying to give y'all a little mental perspective on this today. It's value your own life because you have something in you. And that was just spoken from a standpoint of going into how this young woman died and now thinking about your own mental state. It's people that don't even make it to be the age that you at. Let's be real. Whoever's listening right now, it's people that don't even make it to be at the age that you at. That's something, ain't it? It's some people that might not even make it to see the days, the minutes, the hours, the seconds that you've lived right now. So be grateful that at least you are. That's all I'm saying. Be grateful that at least you are. Be grateful and understand that with your life comes a great responsibility. And I'm going to be very honest. That life comes with a great responsibility. You never know how many people you're going to end up touching. You just never know. And with this one today, I want to be a little brief and I want to be a little short today on this particular episode, because today I want you to I want everybody who's listening or who is going to tune into this. Tornado warning. Oh, okay. There's a tornado warning. In effect, we're going to be covered. We plead the blood over here. We're going to be covered. God got us over here on this side. But that's what just came through my phone, tornado warning. But I encourage everybody today, please, take the time to actually listen. Take the time to actually say, okay, how do I value my life and how do I value myself? Because if you do that, you're one step closer to achieving a different outlook on your purpose and your perspective. Change your perspective first, and I guarantee you fall into your purpose. Change that. If you want to change your perspective, just do something different in life. Say, look, if I'm thinking about this situation, this has been on my mind for quite some time. What can I do to change it to make it better? Meaning flip the script. What can I do that I can do on my own end and not wait for anybody else to do because it's my particular situation? What options do I have right now? What can I do to get out of this gang of crunches that I'm in? This gang of crunches that I'm in. It's always a time crunch here. It's always a crunch to do this work. It's always a crunch to meet a deadline. It's always a crunch to always do things because right now I might be in survival mode. What can I do to get out of that? The first thing you can do is change your mind with perception. So I challenge you to do that. And when you change your mind with perception, learn these things about these different and new things about yourself that might affect your future. So when you learn these new things about yourself, you have to accept them. Accept them. So I'm challenging you. If you want to get out of something, think and change your perception first. Truly think to change your perception. And once you think to change your perception, then do some little self-identifying. Accept some things about yourself that you've never accepted before. Yes, is it going to be hard? Yes, you might cry. For my grown men out there, yes, you might cry. You might show a little emotion because you might uncover and dig up some things that you never had to dig up before in your life. When you looking for change, that's what happens. When you at your last wit's end or at your last leg trying to figure out what am I going to do next, these things happen. So please understand and know there's emotion tied to all of this. So accept some things about you that are new, that'll come into the picture that you've never had to accept about yourself before. And then muscle up all the courage and everything inside of you to proceed, to actually move with action. If you start off with saying, I'm going to challenge my perception in the beginning, what you have to do is you have to learn what are those things that will challenge my perception. And am I going to do it? That's the action, people. Are you going to do it? You got to do it. It's necessary at this point. You've said you want to do something. You're not going to let nobody else down but you. I want you to just think of any situation that you have going on right now. Just think, because I know you listen. I know you haven't done it yet. I don't think you've really done it. Just take a moment. Think deeply on that thing, okay? That's troubling you, that's bothering you, that might be hurting you at this moment, or some type of hump that you have to get over. Just really think about that. I'm going to give you a second here, couple seconds, okay? You got it? All right, you got it. So now that thing that you're thinking about, I want to challenge you and ask you this. Now think about this next. What can I do to think positively in this situation, or to think what can I get positively out of this situation? Okay? How do you think positive in the situation, and what can you get positively out of the situation? Now remember, this can be your perception too. Changing your perception of it is a positive outcome. But you have to remember, when you try to change your perception, what is tied to that? It's tied to how you move, how you do things. So that's the acceptance part. You have to accept the part that you're going to make some changes. Okay? So I'm going to give you a moment. Think about how you want to change that perception into a positive one. Name off a couple things right now in your head. Okay? Or speak it aloud. I'm not in the same room with you. Go ahead, speak it aloud. Go ahead, talk about it. Give you a second, or two, or three. Okay. Now you know how you want to change your perception. Okay. You ask yourself, what can I do to get a positive outlook out of this? Or what can I do to think differently and to think positively about this particular situation? Those are things you looked at. Now, ask yourself, what am I going to do to get there? Put that accountability on yourself to say, what am I going to do to get there? Take a minute. And it has to be an answer simply. It has to be a little more complex than I'm just going to do it. No, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you just try to do it and you don't put any substance behind why it is that you're trying to change your perception and move. What's going to happen is you're going to get lackadaisical. For my people in the back, you're going to get stagnant. Meaning you'll start for like a week or a couple days, and then you might stop. You don't want to do that. You have to have a strong why and a strong reason as to why you want to actually change a situation that you are in. Mine was for my family. Mine was because I want to help my grandfather in such a way before he's off this earth. I want to do something for him, because him and my grandmother done so much for me. My grandmother's not even here to enjoy it, but I still got half of it. I got my grandfather with me. That's my strong why. And then it trickles down to the rest of my people. It does. What's up, Dan Tanner? How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate you for listening on the live stream, and many others too that tapped in. Your name just happened to come up because you left a comment, sir. Appreciate that. So yeah, my grandmother's not here, but I got my grandfather. That's a strong why that I have. And also it trickles on down, you know. Plan on having a child. If I want to have a child, I gotta leave a legacy. You know, my family, my wife, all of that. See how we just start going down the circuit here? Oh man, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the info, brother. Dan Tanner says, all good. I'm enjoying the info, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Hey man, this is what I do. When I don't have a guest on here, this is what we get. We're gonna get them nuggets and those little lessons, you know, that we can just drop to people. But yes, even through all of that, like I said, it drops down, trickles down to my family. Even I have a dog, people. So it's stuff that I have to do. I know the decisions that I make is going to affect the little dog that I have too. I'm just being honest. These things are the truth. So real talk. Take the time to analyze your life. If you're at a position that you don't want to be in, just know that you can change it. You don't have to be a slave to your own thoughts. You don't have to be a slave to your own thinking. You always got to remember that. You're a slave to your thoughts when your thoughts run the negative parts of your life that you do push out. That's when you're a slave to your thoughts. When your thoughts are negative and they actually seep into your life, and those inner things now become outer things. The key is to make all those inner things good, so you exemplify all things good and it comes out of you. And I know this is easier said than done. I'm not going to tell y'all to do anything that I haven't had to do to myself or put in any type of work that I've had to do with me. I've had to accept who I was. I've had to love who I am. And I had to say to myself, Jeff, how can we get to a better place of you accepting who you are and loving who you are? I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I want to let you know, y'all listening, y'all don't have nothing to prove to anybody. But you owe it to yourself. And you should prove it to you. So, all right, y'all. Usually I'm on for a good hour here. But you know what? I want to keep this one kind of short. I am tired today, but you know what? I had something I had to say. So there was something I had to say to y'all. So, yeah, man, y'all take a time to analyze your life. And I know this too. Always remember that everybody's different. Just because one person did something, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. Take the time to follow these steps that I outlined in this show. Take a look at these certain things and practices that I said, or outlooks or perspectives, and tailor it to your own needs. Don't mimic anybody else's. We got the age information, but you don't have to follow somebody's information to the T. Know how it fits you first and then go from there. Know how it makes you happy or brings you joy and happiness. Then go from there. That's what you do. So, all right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live. And always, y'all, I didn't have a guest on today, but we will have a special show on Friday again. I have a guy by the name of Don Walker in the building, man. That's one of my guys. I love rap, but I love people who actually know how to rap. I love people who are lyricists. And Don Walker is none other than a lyricist, y'all. So we're going to have a great special show on Friday. Or I don't know. I might just record it on Friday, give it to y'all on Monday. I don't know how I feel yet. I don't know. We'll see. But all right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live. And as always, remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. And I love y'all so very much. And peace out, y'all.